Okay, we're here. Hey everybody. Who do we have so far? Hey Amanda, hey Blake, hey Mark. How are we doing tonight? Hey Billy, Boniorno, and Parker too. Hey Parker, Dark Leader standing by. All wings report in. Okay, we're gonna draw Barbarian tonight, and this is actually for the character design challenge. But I had this idea a few weeks ago, or like maybe even a month ago now. And I told Amanda about it, and then like a week later, maybe 2 weeks later. They announced the character design challenge theme, and it was barbarians, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So here we go. We're gonna draw this. I had it kind of envisioned as a comic book cover type thing. Not that I intend to make a comic out of this. I just thought it would be kind of a fun, sort of semi-serious, semi-cartoony, semi-parody kind of Conan Red Sonja type thing. That would just be kind of a little over the top and ridiculous. And it would be fun to draw. So that's what we're gonna do. Already flecked up. We're gonna put her a little bit off to the side, a little off center, not too much. What are we all up to tonight as we watch, guys? What do you mean? Oh, well, I have a big-ass window just off to the side here, which I open up when needed. It's not quite warm enough for that to be a thing yet. And I keep the blinds closed pretty much all the time. There's also a weird-ass hole in the wall that's, like, there on purpose, but I don't know why. Like, it's properly like sealed and stuff. And I actually put a cloth napkin with push pins all around it. I had a feeling, Amanda, I meant to ask you that earlier if you were gonna keep working on that. Amanda's drawing a kind of evil fantasy book kind of thing for her concept art class, and it looks awesome. Yu-Gi-Oh! Shenanigans, you say? Would you care to elaborate on these shenanigans? Are you playing Yu-Gi-Oh? System up before the weekend. Well, sorry to hear you're not feeling great, Billy. I feel like you're getting a cold, or... Whoa, I don't think I knew this. idea what that might be that you ate? Gyoza. Well, hopefully that's all it was, and it gets through you quick. And what are we working on, Blake, that we're trying to finish up before the weekend? Cool. I guess kind of in a in a slightly more cartoonish fashion. But yeah, I'm not most like Red Sonja and Conan, I would say, more than anything. With a tiny bit of Merida. Her hair is going to be very reminiscent of Merida. As I'm kind of roughing in there, although I'm seeing how it's almost impossible to see on the screen, but we'll get there soon enough. There's gonna be a lot of features in here that are just out of my own head. That like I'm gonna give her a crown that's entirely my own thinking of. I actually don't have that a ton of reference off to the side here. I mostly have stuff to remind me of some of my ideas, more so than the actual design of anything. Get excited, Mark. This one's going to feature a cat as well. Stop the presses. That's right. Bet you didn't see that one coming. No fraud. No fraud. Sorry. Maybe another time. Right now, the meme sector. Yes. Oh, the cat. Nice. I saw something that was saying how like clearly he's covered in blood everywhere but his hands. Typical royal family or something to that effect. I thought that was pretty clever. chip tooth. It won't be quite Schwarzenegger tooth gap, but it'll. I feel like it'll be a fun touch. I might give her some sort of war paint type thing. I haven't decided yet. I might add that, or I might save it now when I call her. Take the paintings from Ghostbusters. Oh, it reminds you of that, you mean? It does look kind of like that, yeah. I have a list of my ideas I typed down when I first had the idea here. Crown made out of teeth. Some hair poking through the teeth. And give her eyeball earrings. Most of the hair I'll save for when I ink. But I think I like her crown. Cape. Some kind of necklace. Don't know if I'll do any more detailing than that or not. Let's do hands next. Did think a little bit of Valkyrie with this detail from Ragnarok. They got her holding a liquor bottle that looks like she might drop at any minute. And have a rope or twine or something wrapped all the way up her arms. Well, yeah, I wasn't. I'm not saying. I know she's not a barbarian. I'm just saying the idea of holding a liquor bottle made me think of that a little bit. Old puppet kid show called Terrahawks. I don't think so. Or Thunderbirds. Stingray. that type of puppet show? Yeah, I wish I could help you there, Mark. Is it the same? So is it the same maker as Thunderbird and Stingray? Same creator? Have you ever seen the Thunderbirds movie they did in like early 2000s? It was like live action. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with it. Had Bill Paxton in it, who is normally great, but it was just sort of like the main appeal of that show was doing it with puppets. So I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Jerry Anderson, that's the name I couldn't remember. Anderson said in an interview that Thunderbird is all about the machines and the rescue. He has no idea what the live action film is about. That tracks. I understand his confusion. That was them just wanting to anchor something on an IP and not actually knowing anything about the IP or the appeal of the IP. There's another one too. I don't remember if it was the same guy or not, but a Fireball XL5 or something like that. That was like the really old one. Skyland from 2005. No, I don't think I've heard that one. Have not heard. City of Gold, have not heard of that. City of Gold is, or Skyland is? Korean anime-ish film from 2006 called Skyland. Getting so many conflicting reports here. Oops. So it's a saber-toothed house cat that she's got here. Those early 80s afternoon cartoon TV. Nope. I mean, I wasn't born until 84. Let's also not forget, Mark. I know a lot of movies from before my time, but some of what was on TV was a little harder to come by. Streaming wasn't a thing yet or anything. Hey, Chantal. I'm debating changing this leg so she's got it up on something. So it's a bit more like... I think I might do that. I think it's a little bit more dynamic. Yeah, we're gonna... Don't normally make pose changes this late. Yet here we are. Random shit I want cluttered around underneath her here. Liquor bottles and bones and rock and shit. What made you think of it just now, just talking about obscure shows? So, by the way, none of us had seen the one that Mark first brought up, but had does anybody else know Thunderbirds or Stingray? Shows were from the 60s, I think, but the reruns were on quite a bit for a while there. Human skull over here. What other junk might be at the foot of a barbarian warrior lady? What kind of remains might she leave behind? Do we think? We got another sword sticking out over here. Sure, we'll put a dead frog. Have you ever watched Conan the Adventurer, the animated series? That's how I first discovered Conan as a kid. Was I remember liking it a lot. I don't remember it too well though. Treasure at the feet, that's not bad. Mixed in among all the other shit. Coins. Pearls or something, like necklaces. gems and stuff. Show TV. Yeah, I got booze spread around. I got some bottles, maybe a barrel though. I could do like a barrel somewhere. Maybe like a turkey leg kind of thing as well. Although I'm running out of space here for the junk, but let's do. Alright, we'll improvise a little bit. When I go to color this, honestly, I'm probably going to end up adding a little bit of extra shit at the bottom, just so I can frame this slightly different. But we'll worry about that in a minute. Thin man holding the lake. I don't think I have enough room for that at this point. Okay, let's start inking her. Well, with the live action Conan series, it was also called Conan the Adventurer. I remember being on, but I don't think I ever watched it. I think it's one that I maybe wasn't even aware of until after it was done, actually. It was like maybe reruns on Space Channel or something, but... Which movie? You mean like Conan? I actually think the original Conan movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger is a little overrated, to be honest. Like when the Jason Momoa remake came out, everybody was all like, "Oh, you can't touch the original." And I'm like, how well do you remember the original. Like, I get why. Well, overrated, it's not fair. I get why it was as liked as it was when it came out. I just don't know if it's actually aged the best. Like, it's kind of slow and stuff. I should maybe give it another chance. Maybe it was by the time I finally saw it. Because I remember when the cartoon came out, I was, pretty young. And my dad was like, we should watch the original Conan. And then we couldn't find it. We could only get the sequel, Conan the Destroyer. And then so by the time I finally watched the original, maybe it was a little built up. I don't know. There was a remake with Jason Momoa, which I actually did not think was that bad. But people shit on it, and mostly because they kept insisting the original one was so much better. Although I could argue maybe it wasn't so much a remake as much as just like an adaptation of that, the comics and all that stuff, of course. Yeah, I don't even remember that. Said it might be worth a second try. It's been a long time since I've seen it. And people do love it. Well, and it was his big breakout thing. That was the movie that really made him famous. Aside from like Pumping Iron and stuff. But I definitely think that is part of it. I feel like people looked at it with this higher regard because it sort of like launched the career of such a like mega star. And also at the time, I remember Kelsey saying this, was that it wasn't that, seeing like sword and sorcery type movies weren't really a thing too much. So it had some added uniqueness to it as well. I don't think I knew about the game. There was I think it was supposed to be 2 of them, maybe more. They were going to be straight to DVD animated movies that looked really cool. If you Google them, you might need to dig around a bit to find them. You can see the character concept art and stuff like that, but whatever, somehow the funding for it ended up falling apart and they never got finished. I'm not sure how far along they got, but it looked really cool. They were based on some of the original Conan novels, I think, or short stories or something. Yes, that was one of them, and I think there was another one. I'm pretty sure they were working on two simultaneously. But I could be wrong. Red Nails was definitely one of them, though, so if I'm wrong, then that is... about there being more than one, then that's definitely one. Or it. Right? And I think it was supposed to be like R-rated, or at least PG-13, but... Hey, JC, you are a little late. You are, in fact, a little late. I forgot about that, but I probably did know that, yeah. Because I remember reading all about it at the time and being somewhat... I don't remember if it had already been canceled when I first read about it, or if it was still seemed like it was going to happen at the time. I don't remember. Does it say, Billy, why it was canceled? I forget. I think it was a budget thing, but... Or like whoever was funding it either ran out of business or just did a bunch of cuts or something. Oh, shit. I probably knew that at the time as well, but... I mean, it's a Barbarian. It's not Conan, though. I just use Conan as my promo, being the probably most famous of the Barbarians. Has anybody seen the movie Barbarian? And no spoilers, those of you that have. Heracles would be the gender-bent version of Conan. Or Heracles would be the most famous of the Barbarians. I think on a mainstream level, Conan's definitely the more known. Heracles a real barbarian? I don't actually know if I know that. Well, the name does sound familiar, but I don't think I could tell you a single thing about them. Oh, Hercules! Oh, okay. Well, I was still hung up on the gender bent part of it. Arc animated series? I have not. By the way, the movie Barbarian has little to nothing to do with actual barbarians. It's a horror movie, one of the first ones in a long time to have me double checking the door before I crashed that night. And I'm stoked to show it to Amanda one day. Are you excited for that one, Amanda? But we're at least willing. That's a start. I think we're willing anyway. Again, no spoilers. Or are you talking about Ark? Have you seen either the original or the remake of Conan, JC? I remember liking it. I don't remember it super well. I was talking about earlier how a lot of people were kind of opposed to it because they were kind of purists about the original, but I personally don't think the original was that untouchable. It was also like, I think as Arnold went on, he became a way better actor than he sometimes got credit for, but definitely in his early ones, he wasn't necessarily knocking the performances out of the park, and that was one of his very earliest ones. You know, he actually barely even talks in that first movie. And he actually had to change his exercise regime so that his biceps would get down to a manageable size, because they were so big at first, he couldn't lift the sword over his head. This was James Earl Jones as the bad guy. Yeah, I think he was good. Yeah, no, I think like I said, I think he got this reputation for being, you know, because the types of movies he did and the fact that he was kind of he was sold more on his like physique than anything else. So he kind of earned this reputation of not being a great actor, but I actually think, and so sort of even when he did improve, people didn't really like notice it because they were kind of just, that was their perception of him. I like Planet of the Apes actually quite a lot. Although, I got a story for you, now that you bring that up. So we get there at the packed theater at Landmark, and where they have the like lazy boy seats, and they're paired in two, and you can flip up the middle armrest. And there was this couple next to me that I would have guessed mid-20s, but maybe they're a bit younger. They're there, they're talking a bunch, the girl especially, not making any effort to keep the voice down. But it's only the trailers at this point. So I'm like, oh no, because I like watching the trailers, but I'm not gonna care that much to be talking to the trailers. And then so in mine, I'm just like, as long as they stop talking when the movie starts. And they definitely stopped talking when the movie starts, because then they started going at it like hard fucking core. Like he was full on like dry humping her for a while, and this went on for like half an hour, I think, 20-30 minutes easy. And then they get up, they leave the theater, they're gone for like 5 minutes, and then they come back. So like, you know, we kind of take a shot in the dark at what they were doing, but it was pretty fucking quick. Then they come back, they get into like a cozy cuddle position, and they get back to watching it, and this lasts for like 5 to 10 minutes maybe, and then they start going at it again, and then she's like on top of him, straddling him, like grinding on him, like the whole 9 yards. It was just like, and like making noise the whole night, like everything, right? And then they kind of like change positions, they go at it in a different way for a while, and then eventually they get up, go out of the theater again for like another 5-10 minutes or something, then come back, get into a slightly more settled position, and so, but now we're into the last hour at most, maybe even less of the movie is left, and then they just get into like a cuddle position and kind of just watch the movie. But if they're just, and then with intermittent makeout sessions, and then when they're just watching it, like she would not shut up, like constantly talking and like laughing hysterically at stuff that wasn't even funny or whatever, but probably because they had no context for what the hell was going on at that point in the movie. And then towards the very end, they just started kind of going at it again, and they were still in the theater when we all left. Maybe they're still in there right now, I don't know. I liked the movie a lot, and I think the fact that I enjoyed it as much as I did despite all that shit going on around me, says quite a bit. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was, although I'm sure I missed some details. So like, I know you had said you had like kind of some script notes or whatever, JC, so if there were some plot holes or something, I missed them because I couldn't always focus. I did my best to tune them out, but it was like, they kept, every time they shifted or made some noise, it was hard not to be like aware of it. By the way, when they left, or well, one of the times they left, I noticed like they had a Ziploc bag full of popcorn, and juice boxes and a jar full of ice, so they could like pour the drinks over ice, which made me wonder if they were drinking, but it didn't look like anything had been opened. I didn't see anything that looked like booze. I never saw them like take a sip of anything other than a water bottle, unless there was something in the water, I guess. But it was like you went to a lot of effort to save money on the snacks, and yet dropped $30 to see a movie they didn't even fucking watch, because they could have done that almost anywhere. So yeah, that's exactly it, Parker. I agree with that. Like, I still love going to the theater, but I think that is one of the reasons that they are struggling a bit, is because just like people just don't know how to act in them, and so sometimes your experience is a little unpredictable, and you don't always want to deal with it. So yeah, so that's how Planet of the Apes was, JC. Yeah, totally. And like, it started the moment the movie started, which made me wonder if that was like the whole point, except again they brought snacks they never got into, so like it seemed like their intent was to watch it. I don't know, but it was, except my impression was early 20s. I wonder though, maybe if they're teenagers, maybe this is like the only way that they can make out, because they can't do it at home or whatever, if they have conservative parents or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was like, it was one of those tough things where part of me wanted to get up and complain, part of me wanted to not miss the movie. I was like, oh, somebody else will do it, and then nobody did. But then it's also like, part of me just doesn't want to be that guy. But yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. And also too, like I said, it was the second week of its opening, packed theater. Like, why? But yeah, I felt like they stopped just one step short of actually fucking right there in the theater. Maybe I wondered that as well. I was there with two friends, and the guy that was like 2 seats over from me was also aware of it, despite being a lot further away. And he was like, "Oh, Dylan got 2 movies." I'm like, "Yeah, I would have really preferred to just watch the movie I paid for it, to be honest." Maybe. Yeah, no, that aside, I did like the movie a lot. I thought it had a bit more of an adventure feel than the other ones, which are a little bit more like survival kind of situations and eat politics and stuff, which I also liked. I thought they were really well done, but the adventure um, element of it was fun. Mm. I think more than anything, a lot of people just don't give a shit about other people, and that's what it comes down to. I think most often. And it's especially frustrating when you're the type to actually typically consider other people's feelings. You just don't see that courtesy returned. So I'm guessing this is people are shit, but let's just see. Oh, asses. Okay. That too. Do we have any Masters of the Universe fans? He-Man fans? Cartoon was a little before my time, but I had some of the toys because they were still pretty prominent in like flea markets and stuff. And I used to really like the Dolph Lundgren movie. Like to give you like reference, you mean? I mean probably, but I don't really know. I would just search it on YouTube. So you had the DVD, JC, but you never watched it? It's Courtney Cox's first movie. What about anybody see, what was it called? Billy, I almost want to say that we watched it at Nix's place once. The one with Jason Sudeikis, where he plays a animated He-Man type character. I only did one season of it. Yeah, I just don't know what I mean. I would look at, if you just want images of it, I'm sure you could probably find just a photo of somebody. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, it was definitely cheesy. It was very cheesy. I do think there's potential in doing a decent Masters of the Universe remake, though. But whether or not they'll ever do it and do it well is another question. Son of Zorn, yeah. That was pretty good. Anybody watch that? It was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is or not. I think it was a Fox show. It only lasted one season. And Sudeikis plays this like animated He-Man type character who has a son with a human character. And the son is like live action but has animated legs. And it's pretty funny. There's also, he has an ex-girlfriend in it who I can't remember what her name is, but she's like literally radioactive, and he gets radiation poisoning from being around her, which is like a really clever way of like showing what a toxic relationship it was, because like it's literally toxic. And I take that as a no. Nobody else has seen Son of Zorn. Son of Zorn. Aha! Mark was holding out on us. We won't forget this, Mark. Okay. I think we watched the whole season at Nix's place that one time. While we were playing Cards Against Humanity and stuff. And I had watched it once through already as a background show while I was drawing. I think it was the very first issue of Stories to Shock. I had the idea to do that, and I wanted to make sure that I got it done in time for Halloween, and I needed time to process to go live to get on Comixology in time. So I went like really hard for a few nights. I think I got the whole thing done in a week, and binged a few shows while I was at it. Yeah. Yeah, Furiosa looks really good. I'm excited for it as well, Parker. Oh, we're getting raided. Infamous JB is raiding with a party of 4. Welcome, Infamous JB. How are we doing? How was your stream? What were we doing? Were we gaming? Were we drawing? Hello, hello. We're doing pretty good. We're drawing a Barbarian. Art flow. Stream is good. Been working on a canvas for a donation gift. All right. Thank you. What's it of? Thank you for the follow, Graveyard Gula. I get it. It makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you for the follow, Infamous JB as well. I'm not at the computer having to press the right buttons and stuff, but everybody check out Infamous JB. We'll do an unofficial shout out there. Check out their channel, give them a follow. Thank you for the follow, Mao Shen. Graveyard scene is... Oh, okay. I've been doing this pretty much my entire life. I'm a lifer, you might say. Didn't always look like this, of course, but... Okay, cool, cool. Well, I wouldn't say it was a conscious decision or anything. I think, I mean, it's kind of, I think like most artists, it's kind of a hodgepodge of all the stuff that I grew up with really admiring, and I think there's a lot of artists that have found their way in my my work, but I think the three that I are the most clear, at least to me anyway, are Chuck Jones, who's a Looney Tunes director. I'm an animator, kind of by trade, I guess you could say, and you may notice a little bit less in the human characters, but definitely when I skew a little bit more cartoony and stuff, it becomes obvious. But even some of my posing and stuff. Bruce Timm, I think is maybe the most dominant guy that created Batman the Animated Series, and then Todd McFarlane. And I think my obsession with inking detail probably comes mostly from Todd. Cool. I like graffiti art. I haven't messed around with it too much myself. Cartoonish isn't necessarily a bad thing. I like to embrace the cartoony. Sometimes I wish I went a bit cartoonier. My stuff used to always be way more cartoony, and it kind of evolved. And then sometimes I feel like I'm not stylizing as much as I'd like to. Other times I don't feel that at all, but every once in a while, like I feel like she's a decent mix of cartoony and real adjacent, at least. We were talking about that earlier. I'm not like a massive fan. I watched the cartoon, the short-lived cartoon when I was a kid. And I liked the movies when I was a kid, the only one I saw as a kid was the sequel. I was talking about that, and I didn't get to see the original until a while later. And didn't necessarily love it, didn't necessarily hate it either. I thought the Jason Momoa one was better than it got credit for. So this wasn't intended to be a direct reference to that or anything. And it's actually the character design challenge this month. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not. And I had this idea completely independent from it. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do this like barbarian warrior princess kind of thing. That was a little over the top with all the tropes and stuff. And then it turned out to be the theme for the character design challenge. I was like, well, that's cool. Conan the Destroyer, yes. Yeah, I would say I was ever like big into them. I did have a brief Conan phase, but mostly just because of the cartoon. But I feel like I like that like kind of pulpy stuff in general. So I kind of like, I do have a bit of a soft spot for the character, I suppose. Even though I'm far from what I would call a super fan or anything. Yeah, as you can see, that's I do that quite a bit. Again, that's that Todd McFarlane influence. Well, thank you. As I draw this character surrounded by death. But I think I'm a pretty chill person, so I guess that tracks. Hey, Avery. No worries, no worries. And Graveyard Ghoulie, are you an artist as well? Cool. Okay. Digital art easier on the hands than traditional. Oof. Broke both your wrists? Was that two isolated incidents, or did you do that all in one shot? Yeah, I love doing characters. I draw comics though, so I do environments when needed, and I also do animation and stuff. So I do enjoy doing complete scenes, but I also love doing character art and character designs and stuff. So the streams tend to be very character focused. Yeah, no, usually characters. Yeah, I find with backgrounds, sometimes they come really naturally. Like, it's more about just what I want to do for the background, and sometimes they come really naturally. And if I'm telling a story, because I'm doing a comic book or something, then that tells me what the background used to be, and then I can kind of have some fun with it. But otherwise, not so much. Thank you, Billy. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you found me then. Yes, Tuesdays and Thursdays, unless life happens, is very correct. Vancouver, Canada. I'm going to give you guys a heads up that Thursdays are going to be a little spotty for a while in the near future because of a thing going on at work. When the next term starts, I'm taking on a new class that had to be an evening class, and Thursdays are the only times that I can do it. So there might be a lot more weeks where I'm only doing Tuesdays, and then I'll sporadically fit in an extra one where I'm able to, and maybe settle on a new regular day if it makes sense to. There'll be some terms where that'll be easy, some terms where it won't be, so it might be bouncing around a little bit. But for right now, we're still on Thursdays, so that's cool. Yeah, usually I go at 8:30, and then I'll go for however long I need to finish whatever I'm drawing. Which is usually in the 2 to 3 hour range, but depends on what I'm drawing. Yeah, that was 5 hours, I think. That is the class that I'm taking over, actually, Avery. Yeah, starting next term, I'll be teaching character design through Connect online every Thursday at 6. But it's a 3-hour class. So occasionally I might actually hop on the stream after, but I'll probably be reluctant to commit to it every time because it's going to depend a lot on my energy and stuff. But maybe. We'll see. But yes, I think it's open for enrollment now. I'm pretty sure. If it isn't already, it will be soon. They just confirmed the dates earlier today, in fact. I teach at Vancouver Film School. If you're wondering there, Graveyard Yuli. Oh, cool. Well, then maybe you'll get the notice about it. Yeah. Yeah, apparently the previous teacher had to leave for some reason. And they left a while ago, but I was inquiring about picking up an extra class. There's some stuff going on that's affected our enrollment a little bit, so my hours are going to be a little up and down in a few months, and so I inquired about picking up extra classes. I have another one I'm also trying to get off the ground, but there's some stuff that's keeping that off the books for the moment, but it'll probably happen eventually. Sky, who runs the Connect, was like, "Oh, well, why don't you do this one? We've been waiting to bring this one up," and she was kicking herself for not thinking to suggest it to me earlier. Well, they're definitely cheaper because it's only one class instead of a full program. I don't honestly know what the actual price is, though. But yeah, like, definitely cheaper than, like, taking Foundation or Concept Art or something. Well, yeah. Well, all you guys can check it out for sure. on, I gotta do the whole back crack one play. Oh god. Oh yeah, that's the shit. I enjoyed that. That shrimping posture. That plagues the lanky artist. Oh, is that a spam bot we see? And boom, banned. Parker, you gotta be careful when you come in doing the jokes. I'm getting pretty quick on the trigger with these bannings. Occasionally your hello messages are a little convincing. Just to warn you. Ooh, wow. I'm not going to ban you on purpose, just so we're clear. Nobody's getting banned. I just banned a spam bot, and sometimes when Parker comes in, he'll jokingly pretend to be a spam bot, and I'm just warning him that I'm getting a little quick at the banning, so he might be playing with fire if he isn't careful. I won't ban him on purpose, though. Amanda, how's the book going? Nice. Yay! I'm excited to see it then. I mean, I would have been excited to see it anyway, but I'm extra excited if you're excited about it. In case you're just not noticing the chat, Avery, Amanda is taking a concept art program, and she has to design a kind of demon book kind of thing. Okay, well, it looks demony. It made me think of the Necronomicon from Evil Dead a little bit. Well, actually, a mix between that one and the book from Hocus Pocus. Or the original reference to it anyway, not so much the one that you're doing. The Book of Shadows, Blair Witch. The sequel to Blair Witch, I think it was called The Book of Shadows, wasn't it? Okay. That makes sense. Spells, charms, and recipes usually passed down, but mostly a sort of journal for Wiccan practices. I see. Yeah, me too. I mean, I guess it could be that as well. Yeah, who cares about them? Ooh, cool. That's looking really cool. Are you gonna add like cartilage or anything between the finger bones, or are you gonna keep them kind of free floating like that? Because I kind of like the free floating look, but I also don't know if that's the intended end point. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Tendril of hair there, and then I think her hair is done. right. Oh, still got a ways to go here. I'm sure it's still not loved by the church. Snake tail that I'm doing here. Let's see the rest of the snake later. Fix that part. That was a little delayed there, Billy. It took me a minute to put that together. But that was clever. the snake head here. There's actually 2 snakes. This one's kind of just resting its head on a rock. Oh, I actually thought that you were saying that in response to when I said the demon thing. Yeah, because it's not demon, it's magic. Gotcha. And did you see Billy's response? Thank you, Amanda. Have a good night. Transparent tendrils of energy. Oh no, I think she's got some plans for that. Alright, she's not together just yet. What are we referring to, Avery? Night of the Living Dead. It took me a while. Because I was doing it off and on. I had to keep putting it aside for some other things that I was getting distracted with. So I think it spanned a couple weeks. If I was able to focus entirely, I would have got it done a lot faster. But I definitely went a little crazy with the detail. Definitely don't normally need to get that detail for storyboards, of course. But I was really into inking it because of it being Night of the Living Dead. Felt like, well, let's do it like a horror comic kind of thing. Cool. What was the project? Cool. Like that's going to run on their website, or? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Cool. That reminds me, I saw a video on Instagram a while ago that was like, apparently it was shown to employees, but I don't really know for what end, to market the new dipping sauces at McDonald's for the chicken McNuggets at some point in like the 80s or 90s. And it was like super racist because it was like, they kind of like, they had the Szechuan sauce, so they had a chicken nugget that seemed Chinese and stuff like that. But it was just weird the amount of effort that would have, because it was all puppets and stuff, and just the amount of effort that would have gone into this, and it was like, and only to show the employees, and I was really surprised. It was also creative, but it was just also just did not age well because of all the stereotypes they were leaning into. By the way, I wasn't knocking the idea of doing that for internal stuff, like when I was comparing to the McDonald's thing. I just thought it was interesting and kind of needed to go to that much effort. Because it wasn't something I would have expected them to do. so hard for me to do like pointy ears or anything on any kind of creature and not like take a bite out of it, you know, like metaphorically. I mean, of at least one of them anyway. Thank you, Parker. Have a good night. Thanks for coming by. Just noticed I had this off the screen almost entirely. Have a good night, Mark. Those horns are extremely lopsided, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. It happens when we get to these late ones. They were all here for Amanda. As soon as she left, everyone bailed. How you feeling, Billy? You better? That's good. Well, that's cool. Feel free to continue lurking. Not a big deal if you're not able to talk. Mostly joking. It's understandable. We're up to almost 3 hours here. 11:30. I have work tomorrow morning. I have work tomorrow morning, but I'm a glutton for punishment. Last couple of weeks I actually had Fridays off, and then it just changed recently, so I thought I was going to have tomorrow off. Okay. So is that where you do something to fit with every letter of the alphabet? Is there a recurring theme, or is it just anything that fits the letter in question? I do. Unfortunately, can't share it on the screen myself, but everybody else can check it out at their. Ooh, cool. Oh, right, because you're doing the graffiti thing, so it literally is just the alphabet, but it looks super cool doing it that way. I like that a lot. Thank you for sharing. Very cool. Very, very cool. Nice. And what did you do it on? What's the surface? You mentioned a canvas earlier. I don't know if it's the same one that you're working on. Oh, there we go. Okay, right. And also, you're not throwing down our throat. We all like looking at it. Very cool. Cool. I love the face and the moon. Yeah. Okay. Let's just do a solid black on that. Wing wet. I feel like I made this arm a little too long. I might adjust that digitally when I go to color this. Hoping to color it sometime next week. Me as well, actually. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not the only one out there. Finally finished the rest of her axe staff here. I'm not, actually. I'm not entirely sure if I even knew that there were such a thing, if I'm being completely honest. I'm not as active in the overall community as I would maybe like to be. I keep myself pretty busy, so sometimes I'm not, I don't take the time to hang on Twitch as much as I would like. That's definitely part of it, Billy. It's also just like digital art is so common now as well. There's a lot of people that are really good artists that draw digitally and are convinced they can't draw on paper, which I don't understand. I encounter that a lot at the school. Like they get used to using their certain brushes and stuff, and if they can't use them, then they think that they can't do it. You know, it's like I just like. If you can draw on a tablet, you can definitely draw on paper. I think it's the safety net of the undo button that people really latch onto. I like working digitally for some stuff for sure. I do storyboards, and I've started preferring to do that digitally because there's just certain things that are way easier and more efficient. And I color digitally a lot, like almost exclusively. But and I don't think any less of digital artists. I just think that it's weird that they convince themselves that it's the stylist that's really doing it, and it's like they're selling themselves short, I find. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, for sure. I think like life drawing is the one thing that you can never get enough practice at, but it's also hard because you need the model and stuff. Is it like a live model that you're getting when you go there, Avery? That's a really good, it gets you into a really good habit of drawing your initial gestures really fast and loose, though. I find like a lot of people are like terrified of having a sketchy drawing, you know? And they want to just go straight to these clean lines, and then they're just so focused on the wrong thing that they kind of miss the posing. And I think it's something that I notice the most in my animation classes. I try to break people of the habit, but don't necessarily get the opportunity. I just realized I had originally intended on making like her like boot things a lot puffier than I realized I just made them. Maybe I can still do the shadow and everything. Alright, let's see what we can do. Yeah. You'll notice a huge difference in your anatomy and your posing if you break that habit. I mean, it really is just practice. Just like convince you. I mean, when you go to the life drawing things, what is the fastest or the shortest amount of time they give you for a pose? Like, do they start you off with the gestures? $30 seconds, yeah. So just that more than anything is what will help you break that. Like, just, you don't worry about the detail or anything like that. You just try to get the pose down, the broad strokes of the pose in that time frame. And the more you do that, the well, I mean, the faster you'll get at getting the pose, but the looser you'll get because it's out of necessity. You kind of need to at that point. Three and a half hours. Holy shit. Okay. Time for them spot blacks. We can hopefully wrap this thing up relatively quick. I'm getting pretty tired. I don't know about you guys. Okay. It's midnight here as well, but I'm coming off a full day's work, and I got another one tomorrow. And didn't get a ton of sleep last night either. Or at least not as much as I should have. Hello, Bixel Oki. Thank you for the follow. I have my moments, especially when I'm trying to get a project done, but I have a hard time sleeping in, no matter how tired I am or when I went to bed. So sometimes it bites me in the ass because I don't have work the next day or something, and I'll be like, okay, and I'm on a roll, so I don't want to stop. And but then I'll go to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll wake up like 5 hours later, and I'm like, Bob Ross is my fall asleep video usually. Do you watch astrophysics videos because you are interested in astrophysics, or is it because you find it boring and that's why it helps you sleep? Okay. Only reason I asked is because you put it on to help you fall asleep, so I feel like it could go either way. Fair enough. Okay. Let's do my hatching on some of these rope lines. Oh, yeah. Almost there. Almost there. So you can match them again, you mean? Sharpie is just done. But I gotta try to squeeze the last bit of life out of it for this drawing. Gotcha. All right, I gotta just throw in a few little, and we're done. I think. Let me just double check it ain't missing anything. I don't think it did. All right, signing it, calling it. We are done. 3 hours and 43 minutes. Thank you, Billy. Okay, we're done, guys. I'll be back next week for thank you, Infamous. Thank you, Avery. I'll be back next week. I'll color this one soon. I won't color it on the stream, but I'll color it hopefully sometime next week. And I'll be back both days next week. I think I know what I'm doing, but I haven't fully decided yet, so we'll see. And oh, no worries, Avery. How long have you been doing it? I'm curious to see your stuff. So feel free to share that on the Discord. But anyway, yeah, we'll give somebody a quick raid before we bounce out of here. But I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good night. Let's see who we got. Okay, then you're gonna notice. You'll start noticing an improvement pretty soon, Avery. How about something pretty? I haven't seen her for a while. Oh, I forgot to yell it.